Good afternoon, everyone. It's 1400 Nudie here with you again. Yeah, after doing my video earlier, I took some time to just go back through a bunch of stuff, reading the court cases, the trial, all these things that's been going on. And I think I'm starting to see some very deceptive work going on here. Okay? So for a whole year, we've been told that Carmelo Anthony went over to this tent, right? Uninvited. He had no reason to be there. They have these policies where students shouldn't be at other people's tents and all this shit. He went over there for no reason and people told him to leave. All these things, right? But whole time now, we're hearing that he has these friends that were there. They're the ones that told him to come there. So now we know he had a reason to be there. Then on top of that, then we have this guy, Mr. Um, what's his name? Uh, Austin Metcalf's twin brother, basically, right? We have this situation where, first of all, he's not testifying in court at all, right? The prosecution isn't even trying to call him. And I think that's very odd considering that he made two interviews speaking on this situation. And I remember watching this, one of them a year ago when this happened. And I didn't really think nothing of it, right? Because I wasn't even on YouTube at the time. But now that I've seen a couple videos surface and this new information is coming to light, I'm starting to see a lot of lies and deception coming from not necessarily the Metcalf side per se, even though what you're gonna see is gonna be some deception shit, but more deception and lies from the prosecution, right? From the people that are against Carmelo Anthony and want to see him in jail. So without further ado, we're gonna take a look at this interview that Austin Metcalf's twin brother made about a year ago, right? With this news reporter speaking on the incident, right? Keep in mind, he was there and he was actually directly involved, right? Everyone seems to forget that. He was there. But pay attention to this clip, and then let's look at another clip of him talking about the same situation. And you tell me what you notice about this.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So
Yeah.
And
then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more higher intensity. And the kid said some aggressive stuff, reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem. And
So I don't know if you guys caught that, but in the first interview, right? He said that we approached Anthony, told him to leave. Austin grabbed his bag, and that's how the whole altercation happened, right? The second time he does an interview, he says that okay, it was raining, whatever, whatever. Anthony comes and sits down, right? He makes some absurd comment. He asked him, "Oh, Hunter asked him, "Oh, who are you?" And from there, he starts getting aggressive. And then that's when Austin now comes to the quote unquote defend his brother, right? Which one is it? Did you both approach him or not? Okay? Because none of that makes sense. And then what? Did your brother grab his bag or not? Okay? Because now this story seems different. Not only that, right? But if you've been noticing all week, right, his friends literally, the students that are witnesses, right, they testified that Hunter had nothing to do with the situation and wasn't involved. Yet Hunter put himself in it and said he was involved directly. Okay? So again, there's a bunch of lies. This guy's lying, right? These kids are lying. These witnesses seems like they're lying. Because why is every story different? Okay? They're trying to say they don't know why he was over there. But yet, whole time, this Eddie guy is over there. And guess what? The Eddie kid is friends and or at least is acquainted with the Metcalfs. Eddie's acquainted with Anthony. Now, once again, he tried to downplay, understand that, oh, me and Carmelo weren't friends like that. But yet, you're the reason why he was at that specific tent. He came over there hanging out with you. So none of this whole story is a bunch of lies and deception going on. Okay? And I can't unsee it. They're trying to paint this narrative very bad. Okay? Why do you think they kept pushing for this idea? Oh, um, kids aren't supposed to be at another athlete's tent. That's not what people do. Because they're trying to prove premeditated murder. They're trying to say, oh, since he wasn't supposed to be there, what other reason would he have been there for unless to kill? But now it's coming out that's not the case. He was invited over there. He had friends over there. Two of the coaches from this school, from Centennial Hall High School, right, who is directly involved in coaching over there. Okay, they said there's never been a policy, to their knowledge, where kids cannot go from tent to tent. He says it's a thing that everybody does, which again, like I said, obviously we all know. Anyone that's running track knows this. So I don't know why the prosecution and all these people online are trying to pull this weird narrative like that doesn't happen. It does happen. All right, but this is not all. Let me show you some other clips of people claiming they seen actual footage of this altercation go down.
Right. On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Carmelo. If you're Carmelo.
And they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see him walk
I'm gonna
up.
say little
And
stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here they're 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks
all
on
4.
them. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you have Hunter and Austin standing in the middle,
Okay.
and you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we
Right.
know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up.
So, did you hear that, right? On the video, this man says that, look, what they're saying, this whole thing about, oh, it's just this touch and this simple little push and shove and that's it. Bullshit. All right? When Anthony went over there, right? He got invited over there. Most likely by Eddie. And when he went over there, These guys approached him. And I mean, Hunter already admits that, okay? He approached him. He said something that you didn't like, most likely, and you go approach him and you ask him to leave. And from there, you guys grabbed his backpack, right? Either you or your brother, right? And you guys threw it around. You said that in the video. So that is provoking. That is you guys going there, playing with this guy. Then this guy in the video, which a lot of people are saying that, oh, he's a liar, da 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 da. But yet, what he's saying actually aligns with what's already been going on in court, right? He didn't just go there by himself. He didn't just go there starting nothing. Okay? He got invited over there. The issue is the state has painted this crazy picture so bad that people can't even see past a lot of this bullshit. Okay? They said that there's a video where there's 4 people surrounding Carmelo Anthony. That is self-defense, my good friends. Okay? Because if he feared that there was multiple people trying to get at him, and Austin just happened to be the person that was physical with him while they're all surrounding him, trying to get on top of him, that's self-defense. Whether you like it or not. If that is what happened, if what that guy is saying is true, that is self-defense, and Carmelo Anthony is going to walk. Okay? He's going to walk. But another thing to touch on though is even if, let's say that what this guy's saying is false and he's just making shit up, right? None of this is premeditated first degree murder. And this is the big problem with this whole thing that people seem not to get, right? People keep saying, look, the witnesses said they don't believe it's self-defense. They don't believe there was enough equal force or whatever. Who gives a shit what the witnesses say? The witnesses could say whatever the fuck they want to say. But what can you prove in court beyond a reasonable doubt? And it ain't first degree murder. Okay? Because again, like I keep saying, the whole story we've been told from the beginning, oh, that Anthony was just over there to provoke and he did this, is a lie. It's a lie. Okay? It's a normal situation where a kid is doing what kids do, student athletes do at a track meet. He went around, hanging out, hanging around. These group of kids didn't like that and felt like they could bully this nigga. And he wasn't going. That's what it seems like to me. But of course, like I always say, when things are racially motivated and you have a bunch of people online and in a whole state that's upset because this black kid, who they're trying to treat like an adult, by the way, right? They keep trying to treat Carmelo as if he's this grown adult who just killed somebody. Dude, he's the same age as Austin. They're all the same age. Okay? He was 17, just like he was 17. They were kids. Okay? People will keep saying, oh, why do you bring a knife to the track meet? Bro, that's like saying, right? If you have a license to carry, why are you carrying your gun? And then now you get in a situation. And then people are like, oh, why are you carrying the gun? For your protection. What? He could have been carrying a knife for protection to defend himself. That's not illegal. A 2-inch blade ain't illegal either, by the way. You guys seem to forget that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Like, do you think that there's been some deceptive work going on behind the door, behind the scenes in this case? Because nothing is making sense. A lot of lies is going on, and I can't unsee it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm out.